In a cozy garden where flowers swayed gently in the morning breeze, there lived a little honeybee named Blossom. Her tiny home was nestled within a warm, golden beehive that hung from an old apple tree, surrounded by the sweetest smelling flowers you could imagine. As the soft morning light painted the sky in gentle shades of pink and gold, Blossom slowly awakened in her snug honeycomb chamber. She stretched her delicate wings and took a deep, peaceful breath of the sweet morning air. All around her, her bee family was beginning to stir, humming their gentle morning songs. The morning dew sparkled like tiny diamonds on the flower petals below, and wisps of mist danced gracefully through the garden. Blossom carefully groomed her fuzzy body, making sure her yellow and black stripes were neat and tidy. She always took her time with this morning ritual, knowing there was no need to rush. Outside the hive, the garden was coming to life in the most peaceful way. Butterflies were quietly unfurling their wings in the warmth of the morning sun. Soft white clouds drifted lazily across the sky like fluffy sheep grazing in a blue meadow. The flowers below seemed to be stretching their petals toward the warming sunlight, just as Blossom was doing with her wings. As Blossom ventured out of her hive, she paused to feel the gentle morning breeze caress her wings. The air was filled with the sweet perfume of flowers, each one calling to her with its own special fragrance. She decided to visit her favorite patch of lavender first, where the purple blooms swayed like gentle waves in an ocean of calm. Floating down to the lavender, Blossom landed softly on a flower stem that curved gracefully under her weight. She worked peacefully, gathering nectar and pollen, while the lavender stems swayed soothingly around her. The rhythm of her work was like a gentle lullaby. Dip, sip, gather, rest. Dip, sip, gather, rest. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, Blossom visited the pale pink roses that grew near the old stone wall. Their petals were as soft as clouds, and their scent was sweet and dreamy. She worked quietly among the roses, listening to their whispered stories of summer days and gentle rains. In the afternoon, when the sun was warm and golden, Blossom found herself among the nodding heads of sleepy sunflowers. These gentle giants of the garden kept her company as she gathered their gifts, their broad faces following the sun's peaceful journey across the sky. Throughout the day, Blossom met many garden friends. There was Sebastian the snail, who carried his cozy house on his back and left shimmering silver trails as he slowly explored the garden paths. Martha the mouse gathered soft bits of flower petals to line her snug burrow beneath the roots of the apple tree. And Theodore the toad sat contentedly in the shade, blinking his gentle eyes as he watched the quiet activities of the garden. When the afternoon began to soften into evening, Blossom visited the patch of white clover that carpeted the ground like tiny stars fallen from the sky. The clover's sweet nectar would be her last gathering of the day, and she took her time, enjoying the peaceful moments as shadows lengthened and the air grew cool and still. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in soft shades of purple and gold, Blossom made her way back to her hive. Her legs were heavy with pollen, and her honey stomach was full of sweet nectar. The evening air was growing cooler now, and the flowers were closing their petals for the night. Back in her hive, Blossom shared her gathered nectar with her bee family. The inside of the hive was warm and cozy, filled with the gentle humming of thousands of wings and the sweet smell of honey. She listened to the quiet buzzing of her sisters as they prepared for night, each sound blending into a peaceful lullaby. In her snug honeycomb chamber, Blossom thought about her peaceful day in the garden. She remembered the gentle sway of the flowers, the soft touch of the breeze, and the warm embrace of the sun. Her wings were tired from flying, and her body was ready for rest. As night fell over the garden, the stars began to twinkle overhead, like tiny lanterns in the dark blue sky. The moon rose, casting its gentle silver light over the sleeping flowers. Inside the hive, the humming grew softer and softer as the bees settled down for the night. Blossom curled up in her cozy cell, feeling safe and warm among her family. The gentle vibrations of the hive surrounded her like a soft blanket, and the sweet scent of honey filled the air. Her eyes grew heavy as she thought about tomorrow's adventures. But for now, it was time to rest. As sleep began to embrace her, Blossom felt grateful for her peaceful day in the garden. The last thing she heard before drifting off to sleep was the gentle night song of the crickets and the soft whisper of the evening breeze through the apple tree's leaves. And so, our little bee Blossom fell into sweet dreams, surrounded by the love of her family and the peace of her garden home.